Artificial lighting for the win again. But no, for real, I wanted to film this now because I finished the book today that I'm about to review, and it's important that I do it now because the thoughts are fresh, the feelings are feeling right now, and I need to talk about it. There's a lot to be said. So the book we're talking about today, since you can probably see from what I've put on the side again, is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Now, before I start this video, I want to say this is the third book in the series, okay? Third book in the ACOWAR series out of 5. So far, there's more coming. But if you have not read the first 2, I don't know why you would have clicked on this, but I'm gonna do the first half spoiler free. I'm gonna tell you about the series as a whole and what you can expect from it. And obviously I haven't finished it yet, so from what I've read, but what it's the general idea of what it's about. The other half I'm gonna do with spoilers about A Court of Wings and Ruin, an in-depth review, as the title says. Yeah, because this is, it's honestly one of the best books I've read this year. It's actually one of my favorites. So I really felt like I needed to talk about this, and also it's 700 pages. So there's a lot to be said. There's a lot that happened within the 700 pages. And as you can see, I annotated this book because it was just that good. So what you can expect from this series is it's about fae and humans. And fae, if you don't know what fae are, basically they're basically human fairies, like super hot human fairies. In this novel, in this series, they are split up into different courts. So it's like the spring court, the night court, the summer court, the dawn court, the winter court. I'm actually flipping through now so that I can show you the map. So that's what you can, if you can read that. I hope you can. I can see. So it's split up into different courts, which means different rulers, different high lords, as they say, different species, different monsters, different territory, different, just different everything. Obviously it's split up into, there's a reason it's split up, and like winter court people, like white hair and ice types of abilities, and obviously it's a fantasy novel, if you couldn't gather by the white hair and ice abilities. The way you would envision the characters or the way they fit into their territories. It's super interesting. The politics, Sarah J. Maas has done a phenomenal job at doing the politics. I don't know how she's come up with everything, but she's done it so well. It really, it feels so real, and for that, you know, that alone, she's just a phenomenal author. But I highly recommend reading it. Also, if you don't mind spice, because there is spice in all of them. This one in particular, I know this is not what the video is about, but this one in particular has the most spice. This is the one I'm about to read next after reading this one, as I finished it today. This is my favorite so far because it was filled with politics, because it takes place during a war, and it's very, very packed with politics. But not confusing politics that are quite, I wouldn't say straightforward, but I found that it wasn't hard to follow. It was still, maybe politics sounds boring, but I don't want to make it sound boring because it was so much fun. If you keep me hooked, 700 pages, you kept me hooked for 700 pages, and I wasn't bored once throughout the entirety of the whole novel, then you've done a bloody good job. It was amazing. It was action-packed. The war was, oh, it was intense, it was sad, it was just so well done, and the characters are so well done, and they had such great character development. The ending rounded it out so nicely. So this novel, as it being the third spoiler-free, it's about a war that takes place after a relationship was formed in the second novel, and Feyre, the female main character, navigates being in a new environment. She does a good job, let's just keep it at that. Highly recommend reading it for just the characters. The characters are amazing, and I'm a major character person, and I love seeing character development, and I love seeing badass moments. The characters in these books are just amazing. They are amazing, and they have a special place in my heart now, because now after 3 books and obviously 700 pages, they feel real to me, and I feel attached. And that is why I've taken a liking to series as well, because if you like the characters, I mean, you get so invested and you just want to know what's going on. Read it. Read it. I know it's all over the place and you might not want to read it because you might think it's overhyped, but I would say that it definitely isn't, because the author is a phenomenal author, and I think it would be a crime not to read her projects, any of her projects, just anything. Now, going to spoilers. This is the spoilers. So if you haven't read the book, if you haven't read the previous 2, this is not one of the previous 2, but if you haven't read the previous 2, then you should click off, and I would say thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon, because I've got a lot of videos planned. But this is for the people that have read the book. Cassian with that shield. What the heck? That scene was incredible. Him ramming through the people on the battlefield with a shield. Wow. That was just... There were so many scenes like that too. There were amazing scenes. When Nesta finally exploded at the end, all of her power seeped out of her and she was defending her own, and she held her own. It was amazing. There were so many scenes like that. That was so like... Oh... It was so engrossing, and I just couldn't get enough of it. It was amazing. The fact that Elaine got the king and Nesta went for it too. I loved that at the end of every day as well. Rhysand and Feyre had this moment where they were able to like just be in each other's company wherever they were, and just talk and catch up on the day and love each other and just be there for each other, and it was so special. And for that, they are endgame. They are absolutely endgame, and they are so special together, and they were meant to be. And that's why I'm sorry, Tamlin, but I'm not sorry, Tamlin, actually, but you got dumped in the dirt for good reason. And I'm grateful to see that he helped out in this novel. He helped her out with the best interests of Feyre in his mind, and that's... I'm grateful for that. Amren, using her power in the cauldron, is giving Dark Phoenix. It's giving Jean Grey. It's 100%. Yeah. I mean, no further to be said, and it was amazing. It was so good. The powers and the abilities were so good, and it was so intense. It was like watching a movie, which also just means that her writing was amazing, because there was the whole movie playing in my head. So, I mean, come on. That's just... The meeting as well. The meeting at the round table. That was intense. That was once again why the politics were just incredible. To learn about each court at that moment some more. Just seeing them come together and have this conversation. And to kind of interpret for yourself whether they had ulterior motives or not. To question why they were actually there, and if their reasonings for being there were the truth, and as they say, which was definitely something that you get to question yourself. There's characters that you're going to be frustrated with, there's characters that you are going to love and adore, and there's characters that you're going to like at type of thing. Because of how many emotions this book makes you feel, that's exactly why you've got to read it. And I know, 700 pages, you look at that and you're like, that's just not gonna be, there's no way, like, what do you have to say? And I'm personally like that, but the fact that over 700 pages I was not bored once, that's turned me on to big books now, and I'm never gonna sway away from them again. I want to read her entire backlist. I want to read the Throne of Glass series after this, and then Crescent City, obviously. Those are huge, so that's going to take a while, but I'm super excited for that. If those of you, if there's people at this part of the video that watched the first part and were told to leave because of the spoilers and you stayed anyway, then it was your decision, but like, I'm sorry that it kind of got spoiled for you, because you'll never be able to like go back and watch it and enjoy it to its best potential. But then also you kind of get the sneak peeks and you get the best parts from what I'm saying, so then I'm happy for you in that sense, and I'm grateful that you watched anyways in full. So yeah, I think that's my in-depth review of the book. I'm sure there's going to be, once I click off, there's going to be lots of stuff that I remember that I should have said, but overall I was super happy to see Elaine's character development, her going from pale, skinny and sort of quiet to what she was in the end, offing the king. Nesta going from just somebody who was moody to practicing to explosion. Feyre has come into her own so nicely. Rhysand has always been perfect, he's such a fighter, and they too are endgame. Lucien, I love him. I love him. And I just love him. He's great. I'm glad he pulled through and he helped them out. I want to see if Elaine and something happens between Elaine and Lucien. I'm very, very curious. I loved to see that there's more to more. Her name is M-O-R. Just, there was more to her character in terms of it was revealed that she likes girls. And I think that that was a very special moment for her to speak to Feyre and come into her own a bit, because she clearly hasn't come to terms with it. She's hid it for 500 years. So I thought that was great, and it was really cool to include that into the story. Not as a prominent thing, but as a side thing to explain what was going on with Asriel. And it was just great, guys. It was just great. You must read it. Obviously, if you're watching the spoiler portion, most of you would have read it. But maybe not. Maybe you are including yourself in this because you don't want to miss the entirety of this video, which I'm grateful for once again. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my in-depth review of A Court of Wings and Ruin. It probably was literally just a ramble. I probably should have jotted points down, but I wanted it to be genuine. That's how my brain works. So you are seeing how my brain operates right here, right now, on this screen. So that's just how I want to be genuine. So that's what you get is what you get type of thing. You will see from me soon. It's Christmas soon. Everyone, I hope you're feeling festive, because I'm not, but you can be it for me. Okay, I'm gonna go, bye.